What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024, and we are back with another midday stream here on the Torian Rain Reloaded channel. And as you can see by the title, we have some following up to do as it pertains to the Kaylee Gaines situation. It's been about 2 weeks since I spoke about this. I first spoke about it, I think, the week that all of it went down, and maybe like the week after. And that was also in the form of a live stream, just like this one is as well. As I told y'all, I plan on, like, with it being New Black Media Appreciation Month, I plan on doing a little bit more midday streams than I usually do. And I have a few more that I'm going to have pumping out probably within the next week or so. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But if you haven't done so already, make sure y'all go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you are new, and if you are new, welcome to the channel. Hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. Shout out to everybody over on Patreon, who's a member of this channel, everyone over on Instagram and Twitter and Discord, and everyone that sends me stories. I greatly appreciate it. Now, before I get into everything, let me go ahead and acknowledge those who are here so far. We got James, Gerald Jarvis, Jerry Bedford, Hacksign KT, Dimpleface, Denise Scales, Sun Kissed by the Most High, Patricia Jones, Savion Draco Zero, Shelton LDBC or Nothing, Chuck O, Derry B, Patricia Slade, Wallow J, Afro Elite, Miriam R, J Doggy, Roku Morrow, Lois Hub, Yo-Yo 103, Queenan, I'm sorry, D Glorious One, Virgo Moonchild, Dewani Nelson, Brian Allen, Miss Renee, JV B-Boy, and Chris Rocks U. Shout out to everybody who is here so far. So I saw someone had left a comment in here. D Gloria says, I don't even know this trick story, but I'm here to find out. And then came right back and said, oh, this is the one who got asked for starting to fight. Yes. So yeah, this is the story about Kaylee Gaines. As y'all know by now, what everyone knows, she was the young PC girl or PC passing girl who got into a fight with a black girl by the name of Marnice. I forgot her last name, but I know her first name is Marnice. Someone can put it in the chat. And Marnice pretty much gave her that work. And Kaylee was the one that started it. We all saw the video, even though they tried to edit it and try to edit it down and try to make it seem like Marnice was the one that started it, or why was she so aggressive? And she ended up in the hospital. And by she, I mean Kaylee Gaines. So she ended up in the hospital. She suffered some brain damage. So this live stream is going to cover what y'all saw in the thumbnail about her being suspended the day before her and Marnice got into that fight. And we're going to get the details behind that. Then we also have they have a date coming up for Marnice's court hearing. They also are coming down. They haven't made a decision yet as to whether or not they're going to charge Marnice as an adult for this, because PC has been leaning heavy on wanting Marnice to be charged not only with attempted murder. Thank you, Jonathan. Marnice DeClue. I was going to say something. I was going to say a completely different last name. Marnice DeClue. They're trying to decide whether or not they're going to charge her as an adult. You had PC trying to say, oh, she needs to be charged with attempted murder. Of course, you know, they spun a lie and tried to say she was that Kaylee Gaines was taken out, but she's not. She's still alive. She was in a coma. She's out of the coma now. They said she finally woke up out of the coma. So we're going to be talking about quite a few things here. And then, of course, you know, when I go through what I need to talk about, then I will drop the link and let y'all come up and say what y'all want about this topic. And JV B-Boy says, she said, it's funny you said she could have listened to Ariana Grande, because Kaylee Gaines kind of looks like the Great Value version of her. I'm not even going to lie. I said that the last time, and I'm saying it now. So with that being said, I'm going to start off with this news clip that's coming from KSDK News. I don't know if that's a local affiliate with the area, but it was posted 6 days ago. And we're going to go ahead and check out what they have to say about this. The title of that video is called Kaylee Gain was suspended for school hallway fight a day before she was severely injured. So let's go ahead now and get into it.
Teachers and administrators at Hazelwood East High School say they're receiving vulgar threats of violence. I'm Ann Allred.
First off, let's just start right there. You heard what it said, right? They said that this guy, let me go back a little bit. This Andrew Bailey guy, and I talked about this when the Attorney General. I talked about this when I first started talking about Kaylee Gain about 2 weeks ago. I said, you sound foolish. You sound dumb trying to blame this on DEI policies, quote unquote. And by the way, before I even hopped onto this live, I had saw something that was tagged to me on X where they said Texas. I don't know if it's the whole state of Texas or a certain part of Texas, but if y'all live in the state of Texas, y'all can let me know because y'all will be more familiar with it than I am, maybe. Where they said that they have gotten away with some DEI policies and they fired some people and everything like that. I said, it's about to be a lot of lawsuits. I might talk about that one at a later date, but let's get back into this.
To blame a student fight on their DEI policies. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. Kaylee Gain suffered a severe head injury in a fight off campus after school 3 weeks ago. The AG thrust her story into the national spotlight when he launched an investigation into the school's DEI program. In a letter today, Hazelwood signaled it will hand over documents Bailey is requesting. Says as more information comes to light, it will be an embarrassment to Bailey and his office. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is here with new details explaining what that all means. Mark?
Mike and we've already exposed the long list of errors in Andrew Bailey's initial investigation. He can't make stuff up. Now his wildly inaccurate investigation could land him at the center of one.
Now, see, the thing is, just imagine if what this Attorney General, this Andrew Bailey, is trying to push this narrative that, oh, it's DEI policies, which is what led to this situation with Kaylee Gain and Marnice DeClue, which of course is a ridiculous accusation that could hurt their case. Like if there was a sliver of hope that Kaylee Gain's team could possibly hypothetically win this, that would actually hurt them. And who are you to just come out and just say that? And you're the Attorney General. This thing had nothing to do with no damn DEI policies. He made all of that up. But but see, the thing is, also, they wanted to not only on top of PC saying she should be charged as an adult, but in saying that she should be charged with attempted murder, they also said that she should be charged with a hate crime. There's no proof, first of all, that Marnice DeClue and Kaylee Gain got into a fight because of their race. And it's no thing that Marnice DeClue gave her that hands because she was a white girl or she is a white girl. There's no proof of that. None. But if he wants to hurt his own case, so be it. I mean, it is what it is. But now what they're about to talk about is something that Marnice DeClue's team could use at their advantage against Kaylee Gaines and her team.
We're looking into whether or not, there's any sort of legal action we can take to stop him from being such a bully and using his office just for political purposes.
Attorney General Andrew his investigation. You sees his most egregious error you identify as an incorrect date reference.
I did not believe that was his most egregious error in his school district was the jump to the conclusion that the fight between the two females was based on race, and that SRO officers were not in the building, which he believes for some reason is a result of the school district's emphasis on DEI.
Like policies. I said, and I put this on X, the only reason PC is so upset by this is because Marnice beat the crap out of Kaylee Gaines. That's the only reason they are upset about this. Because, and I said this before, if the shoe was on the other foot, they would not be saying this. Whenever Black people get the upper hand on them, and it doesn't even just have to be in a physical front, on a physical situation like this, it could be in any facet of life. that's when they want to reach and say, oh, it was DEI, much like what this attorney general is doing right now. Whenever we get the upper hand, and it could be a fair advantage, like we weren't handed anything, we worked for it, the end comes, oh, it was DEI. DEI is their crutch for their mediocrity. Y'all can put a pin in that.
Bailey didn't know the district did have 60 security guards and monitors on the payroll. One of them tried to intervene in this fight March 7, the day before Kaylee Gain was severely injured. Ormsby scolded Bailey's incomplete investigation, saying it's dangerous and will likely be an embarrassment to you and your office when and if the facts become known to you and the general public. Some of those facts remain sealed in juvenile court. Others are starting to emerge. There was a specific instance the day before, wasn't there?
Correct. There was.
There was a physical altercation in the hall involved that student as Kaylee Gain.
The other juvenile involved in this was suspended from Hazelwood East High School the day before this all happened for fight.
Bailey's rushed to judgment without knowing all the facts, and his eagerness to inject when it was black students who were killed in fights or who were subjected to blatantly racist discrimination. The NAACP says, quote, "It is outrageous that our tax dollars are funding his racist political talking point."
All right, so that's the video right there. So yeah, as you can see, that video was mainly focused on the attorney general making these wild accusations that are not true, claiming it was DEI, and then of course they talked about Kaylee Gain being suspended the day before, even though they didn't say her name, but that definitely is who they were referring to. And shout out to Jay Cage for the $5 super chat. He says, "B1 and Salutorian, always appreciate the new black media. I appreciate you." So yeah, there's that. And then word on the street is that the mother, Kaylee Gain's mother, was the one that brought her up there to fight. So they need to look into her. Since they want to look into things, let's look into everything. Let's talk to the mother. So it seems to me like it says on the thumbnail, Kaylee Gaines is not as innocent as they put her out there to be. Then you even had some desperate troll or whoever it was on X create this fake account of Marnice DeClue. And in one of the posts, they said about her praising, MMA or certain fighting styles. And then you had them idiots, the usual suspects, run with it. And it was like, you do realize this is not her account because this is under investigation. She has to stay off of social media. So why would she even put something out there like that to incriminate herself? They are that desperate that they will go as far as to create a fake account with her name. And you got these idiots that's going to run along behind it and believe it. I'm telling you, we're not dealing with an intelligent group of people here. But that's the video right there. Now, let me go ahead and move on to this first article right here. So this one was posted April 2nd, which was yesterday, on the New York Post. And it says, teen accused of attacking Kaylee Gain wants to apologize, quote unquote, as victim wakes from coma. So I see what they're doing right here. They're trying to make Marnice appear very innocent, very apologetic about what happened, especially since the court of public opinion has already deemed her a monster. I mean, y'all should have seen some of the comments that was left all over social media. And when I say all over social media, I mainly mean on X, but the usual suspects. If you're on X, you already have an idea of what it is. Me personally, I wouldn't do it. Why? Because you were defending yourself. Kaylee Gain swung first. And besides, no matter how much you apologize, they've already made up in their mind about you. They've already called you a monster. I've even saw posts where they started trying to go into the molecular level and try to say that, do the whole, typically girls who have darker skin are more masculine. I've seen those posts. They've even gone as deep as that into that route. And we know what that stems from. It says the Missouri teen accused of bashing Kaylee Gaines' head into the pavement in a viral after-school beatdown is prepared to apologize for the horrific attack. Now, the other flip side to the reason why I believe she's apologizing is so she can look sympathetic towards the court. That way, if they do try to get her with something, then they say maybe there's a slight chance that they will take it easy on you. And shout out to the Spider-Man and his amazing friends with a $2 super chat. He says, PC don't want to be accountable for bad parenting. Listen, I saw a video today of this fight that happened over in the UK, and it was all PC. All I'm going to say is this. One of the brutal parts of that fight was someone getting kicked square in the head, and this person was wearing one of those hard black dress shoes, so you already know they probably got concussed. Exactly, May Durf. He said that logic would mean if you're lighter skin, he said if you're lighter skin man, that you are more feminine. Listen, that is their logic. This is the suspect, who has been identified as 15-year-old Marnice DeClue, has been charged with assault for allegedly leaving Gaines with a skull fracture and brain bleed in the March 8 attack near Hazelwood East High School in Spanish Lake. DeClue was dismayed to hear that Gaines was in a coma for so long and wants to apologize to her parents, Consuela and Ronald DeClue. So now we know the name of her parents. On Monday, a lawyer for Gaines' family said the teen showed signs of significant cognitive impairment. She was repeating herself over and over after waking from the coma. She has no recollection of the shocking brawl. Attorney Brian K. Murmur, I'm going to just say Brian K. because I can't pronounce that last name for shit. This Gaines' family said they want DeClue charged as an adult, given the particularly violent nature of this assault, and also taking into account the devastating injuries that Kaylee has incurred, according to the news outlet. Now, keep this in mind. If she's found guilty of this, you already know that the family going to come for that civil suit. I'm seeing the writing on the wall right now. Authorities had not publicly identified DeClue before now, but her family issued an open letter late last week to address the misconceptions surrounding Marnice's character. They cited her honor roll status and proficiency in 4 languages and pointed out that she played volleyball and violin in the school orchestra. I just feel for my daughter. She's not a troublemaker. She's not a bully, DeClue's mom told the outlet. Marnice was not the aggressor. This had manifested over a 3-month period. My daughter was focused on her education, and I don't know, maybe they thought she was a nerd, she added. Consuela, age 66, said investigators have compiled copies of Instagram messages that included threats to her daughter. My daughter says she blacked out during the fight. I didn't know she was being bullied. I would have pulled her out of school. Well, here's the thing. Hold on. Timeout. Flag on the play. Your daughter was suspended for fighting the day before, and then taken back up there the next day. Now, they said a fight didn't happen on school grounds, but it involved another person who went to the same school as her. And I always tell you, fights aren't just sporadic. They're not just random, unless something just happens out of the blue and it's just like, okay. But a lot of times these fights are planned. And the way that video was set up, this was definitely planned. Because how did all of those people get out there? It wasn't just like it was those two or maybe another person standing around. They had a crowd. It damn near looked like a mini fight club. And like Marnice's mother said, she said this has been building up for 3 months. So somebody is lying. And I highly doubt it's Marnice's mother. Exactly, Donna, an after-school fight. Consuela also reacted to an erroneous claim by Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey, who incorrectly assumed no guards were present at the school and wrongly tried to link their absence in the fight to the school board's embrace of a diversity, equity, and inclusion program. You know, I never even heard about it, she told the outlet, about DEI. Excuse me. This is not about racism. This is about 2 girls having a fight. That's probably the only credit I could give to Kaylee's mother, was saying that line right there, because wherever the hell Andrew Bailey pulled that shit out of his ass with the DEI, yeah, it doesn't help your case at all when he throws stuff like accusations like that out there. Gaines' family has taken back previous criticisms of their daughter's alleged attacker for posting insensitive statements about the brawl on social media. That goes back to that part I was telling y'all about with the troll account that they made under her name. The family has since learned that the posts, including jokes about the beatdown, would qualify her to join MMA or WWE, were shared by someone pretending to be the accused. Like I said, they are desperate out here. But you had the usual suspects online trying to say that was her, knowing damn well it wasn't. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next article from USA Today that was also posted yesterday. Family of Kaylee Gaines, teen injured in fight, says she now has trouble speaking and walking. Let's see what this is talking about here. The 16-year-old student who suffered a severe head injury in a fight with another teenage girl near Hazelwood East High School in St. Louis, Missouri, is still in the hospital struggling with significant cognitive impairment. In a statement released Monday by the family's lawyer, they spelled his name wrong, Brian K., the Gaines family provided an update on the teen's medical condition, along with a call for her alleged assailant to be tried as an adult. This echoed the sentiment shared by the family in a Friday statement, in which they argued the particularly violent nature of the assault meant the unnamed 15-year-old should be considered an adult in the eyes of the law. They're trying hard to get Marnice DeClue charged as an adult with this. It's bad enough they already see black kids as grown or as an adults anyway. Remember what happened with Tamir Rice? Only 12 years old, but they were peddling around that he was 18. I'm like, I'm looking at the pictures. I said, maybe there's something wrong with my eyes, you know? But I don't see an 18-year-old in those pictures. He didn't even look 12. He honestly, in the pictures I saw, he looked a little bit even younger than that. On Monday, a St. Louis County, Missouri judge ruled that a certification hearing will be held next month to determine if the unidentified teenager will indeed be tried as a juvenile or as an adult. Well, of course, by now, this is unidentified, but by now we already know her name. County attorneys asked for 30 additional days to obtain information for a report on the defendant's background, including her familial and social life. The defense agreed to the extension. The May 10th hearing will take this information as well as other factors, including the seriousness of the offense and the violence of the crime, into account to determine if the juvenile may be tried as an adult. Our position is that she should not be certified, defense attorney Greg Smith said in a statement. We understand that the law says that there has to be a certification hearing based on what she has been charged with. That's non-negotiable. But our position is she should not be certified. Everything is out there about her being an honor roll student. She has taken AP courses. She has no history with the juvenile court. She has been the victim of bullying. There are other facts that we are going to say for court. You know what? I wish this trial, if they do so, was streamed. That way I can watch it, because I'm curious what will come out of this. In the March 29th statement, the Gaines family took issue with similar points allegedly made by the defendant's family. In the letter, they argued that comments about the accused status as being in the choir and on the honor roll were made to, quote unquote, downplay her actions against Gaines. If anything, the accused's reported level of intelligence suggests that she was fully capable of understanding that violence of this nature will lead to the devastating injuries Kaylee has sustained, and therefore provides a further reason why it is appropriate for her to be tried as an adult, the statement read. They better be careful what they ask for. Exactly, Donna. All this girl's credential does not matter because she is black. Now, like I said, if you flipped it on its head and went the other direction, we already know how that would have turned out. The April 1st update similarly said that while the family was encouraged by a statement provided at the accused's recent hearing saying that the teen would like to apologize to Kaylee, they still want her tried as an adult. That's the other side of why many of us were saying, I would not have even apologized, because they're not changing their stance. You being an honor roll student, you know, being in these extracurricular activities and getting these good grades and all of this good stuff, and then you apologizing, that's not changing their mind. They said they want you to be tried as an adult for what she did. Mind you, she's 15. The family also acknowledged the existence of fake. Oh, I'm not going to read that part because I already read that in the last the last article. It says on March 29th, the Gain family confirmed that Kaylee had been moved out of intensive care, begun speech therapy, and gone on a few short walks with the assistance of hospital staff. She was still unable to walk on her own or remember why she was in the hospital. However, in the April 1st statement, the family shared that Kaylee walking has slightly improved, but she was still unable to do so on her own. They likewise shared that she is showing signs of significant cognitive impairment and is only capable of limited conversation, in which she tends to reiterate the same short sentence over and over. And that's pretty much it. The other part just brings up like the fight itself, which we already got our information on. But yeah, I'm gonna follow this one. I'm gonna follow this one because I'm curious to know what the defense is gonna come with. And when I say the defense, that's Marnice the Clue side. I'm curious to know what they're gonna come with to actually properly and see if they're gonna properly defend her and see where this goes. So they said the next update most likely won't come until May 10th. So that's probably gonna be the next time I'm going to bring this up. But if anybody, speaking of up, if anybody would like to come up and discuss these updates that I just gave, feel free to do so. I just dropped the link right there in the chat. And y'all can come up. I'll probably keep it open till about 1 o'clock. So like what we did yesterday. FBA Queen said, is there a GoFundMe for the young black girl? There was, but they deleted it. Yeah, I spoke about that 2 weeks ago. They created a GoFundMe for Marnice's defense attorney fees, and GoFundMe deleted it. Literally, probably the same day or within the same time frame as they made it. Because I know Tariq had posted it up on X. And when I clicked the link to go see what it was all about, it says, oh, GoFundMe has removed this campaign, or whatever they say when they remove something. So yeah, it's gone. All right, the first person we got up, of course, is first before I bring that person up. Shout out to FBA Queen for the 10. She said, thank you for the work you do as a part of the New Black Media. It's truly appreciated. I appreciate you. Wallow J, what's going on?
How you doing, brother Torian? You doing all right today?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Man, so I'm trying to figure out, are they going to charge Kaylee Gaines for trespassing? Because you're not supposed to be on school property when you are suspended. So they need to ask that question. Are y'all going to charge her for trespassing?
Well, see, they probably won't, because the fight didn't happen on the school grounds.
Oh, okay. I know that. I was about to say, because if she was anywhere near that school, then
No, yeah. What I was saying was the fight happened with Marnice, who was someone who went to school with her, but it wasn't on school grounds when it happened, so they can't even get her on the trespassing part.
Damn. Well, you
Yeah,
know, if they did, then
yeah.
they wouldn't have nothing then. But she should have known. First off, she should have left these girls alone. Like, you out here messing around with people, and it, like you said, 3 months. Like, we all been to school, especially black schools. If you out there messing with someone, it's gonna come a time where you gonna get yours. And she got hers. And there's no excuse for you out here picking on someone because they're doing better than you in life. That's basically what it sounds like to me. Because she had something going on for herself and she didn't. All pure jealousy. That's how a lot of bullies are. I got bullied and I beat his ass. So I mean, I don't feel nothing for that girl. She don't remember nothing. Yeah, because you got knocked the hell out. Messing with people. You probably don't remember what happened in the last month to your ass after you got knocked the hell out. That's your fault. There ain't nobody else's fault. And your mama, and they got to go after her mama too, man. They don't go after her mama, something wrong.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna stay on top of this. I'm gonna look at I'm gonna keep trying to stay updated as much as possible. They said that the hearing to determine if she's going to be charged as an adult or not is going to be on May 10th. So that's a little over a month away. So that's probably the next time I talk about this. I'll check periodically because you'll know they'll probably slip some things in there, and if you don't check, then you'll miss it.
Yeah, but I always appreciate you, brother Tony. I'm gonna head on down. B1, man.
B1. Shout out to Wallow J for coming up. Next up, we have Jonathan. What's going on? Jonathan. I know you have your screen on. Oh, okay, there you are. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? Going good, man. I'm feeling. Usually you see me at the gym, but I'm by my house. I'm finna head to the gym right now. But yeah, I thought I'd hit you up when I saw you posted the update about that fight. And I'm gonna tell you, man, it's not a bit surprising that they want that girl charged, and especially now that they know that she's an honor student and she plays sports and she's like doing like activities that's gonna get her a good future. So of course they're gonna do whatever they can to take her down, charge her with the adult. Even though the white girl started, first of all, her mom should be charged. Why you bring your kid up there to a fight, knowing that she got suspended? My kids would be on punishment until it was time for them to go back to school for suspension. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't be allowed to leave their room. They'd be in their house doing their chores, and that's about it. But after taking them out to a fight, that's pretty. And after what happened to her, that was on them. That was the mom's fault and her fault. You know what I'm saying? She should have convinced her mom, say, hey, Mom, I don't think it's a good idea. My mom already suspended. I don't want to get into any more trouble. You know what I'm saying? She should have thought it all through. You can't sit there and decide you want to get into this fight, and then when you lose and all that, you want to play victim. And you see her people stay on code trying to claim her as a victim when she's really not. You know what I'm saying? It's no. And I don't think I think I tagged you on Kid Gravity. Another girl got into a fight that was like kind of similar. It was a Hispanic girl. She got into a fight with but she actually got jumped, but her head was getting banged in the stall, in a bathroom stall. They banged her head in that stall, and she passed away. And this was no black girl that did this. This was PC of girls that did this to her. And no one's talking about that. No one's putting that same energy into that like they doing in this Kaylee game fight. You know why? Yeah. Because we all know why. She was fighting. She got beat up by the black girl. And as for the Hispanic girl, Shaylee, she got jumped by some white girls, got killed by them, and no one's talking about it. So they go to show you what kind of BS. Yeah. Because when I first saw that account talking about Marnice, talking about should I go for MMA or WWE, I was like, that's somebody. And I had to think back. White folks always pretending to be black behind social media accounts and doing stuff to make them look bad. And it's like, some people would just go by and just run with it. I saw a white PC woman, sharing the photo without doing any evidence. Of course, she ain't gonna want to do evidence. She probably knew it was a fake account and decided to go with to help Kaylee's case. But I said this was all just BS just to try to get this black girl charged as an adult. And when you put a hate crime in it, I said, man, that's so much bullshit. Damn hate crime. This had nothing to do with race. You know what I'm saying? But see, with them, racism doesn't exist unless it happens to them. You ever notice that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
White folks claim racism is real when it happens to them, but anyone else, it's not about race, it's not about ethnicity and all that. We playing victims, we just whining about it. That's like, nah. We see y'all game y'all play. So it's like, at this point, if nothing y'all say or y'all do, convince me to know y'all telling truth more. That's just some of the BS making excuses and all that. Take your L's and hold yourself accountable. Saying, hey, you know what? We are causing a lot of problems. We're better, different from any other race. We just as bad as some people in the race and all that. So, we got to just learn how to take a building, accept that we're not perfect. We got apples. We got apples and oranges.
Right. But like I said, I'm gonna stay on top of this story for sure. Like I have this one tapped in my brain, and we're gonna see what comes up, even if it has to go to trial and see what happens from there.
Yeah, man, because this whole thing about DEI has something to do with this fight. That's utterly BS.
That was just ridiculous. The Attorney General, he was talking out his ass when he said that, and it's like, where did that even come from? Like, just shut the fuck up and let them handle that. Because I said you could probably hurt their case by saying that. Like, so, yeah.
That guy's racist without a doubt. So hopefully he loses. Not only he loses his case, he has to pay up all that money, and he definitely got to pay up all that money to Kennedy, to Maurice's family for even trying to charge her with a lie, and he loses his job as Attorney General. But we don't need people like that. I guarantee you, if Daniel Cameron did something like that, they're trying to clean some of the white folks that way, he'll lose his job in a heartbeat.
I won't hold my breath.
Yeah, I mean, he's not no longer district attorney anymore, but I'm just saying. But yeah, man, this whole thing is ridiculous. At the end of the day, it's two girls fighting. Me and my supervisor even talked about this, saying this are two girls. But I let her know, like, we're not trying to make it about race. They are.
Exactly. They were the ones that immediately made it about race. The minute that video went out there and it went viral, the usual suspects were on there making it about race immediately. It was not us. We just saw a video of two girls fighting, like you said. They saw it as, oh, this black girl beat the hell out of this white girl and tried to kill her, and now we want her to be charged as an adult. We want her to be sentenced with a hate crime. Like that's literally immediately. But these are same people that say we don't see race every single time, all the time.
Bro, how their tune changes when stuff don't go that way. When they have the upper hand, it has nothing to do with this color. Now y'all just throwing a race card. But when it comes about when we get the upper hand, now they want to cry racism and all. It's like there's no such thing as racism when it comes to y'all, because y'all started this racism by hating us because of our skin color. So y'all did that. Y'all started it. Now y'all want to play victim. At this point they don't play the word victim out. They're like the fakest victims ever. Like everything they say at this point, you got to take it as a grain of salt because it's just laughable at this point. Right. So yeah, I hope Marnice McClue gets off free. She don't get charged at all. You know what I'm saying? I hope everything goes well for her in court, and hopefully Kaylee Gang learns from this. Stop bullying people, leave people alone, and I hope that this attorney, I hope he loses his job for that, because what he did was so absurd and so disrespectful, and plain downright racism and wrong. So, I know you got other people waiting for you, Tori. I just want to put my 2 cents in about it. You know what I'm saying? hopefully you also do a video about that Shayla Magia fight because trust me, those were white girls that banged her head in that stall room and they killed her.
Wow. I'll look and see. That was recent.
Yeah, yeah, it's not probably like 5 days ago, like a week or less than a week.
Okay, I'll look into it.
All right, cool. All right, man. Be one.
I'll be one. All right, shout out to Jonathan for coming up. Next up, we have Denzemus. What's going on?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, about this whole Kaylee Gang situation. That's like the last time I said I don't feel anything for her. One of the things that we as FBAs need to realize, I think us in the new black media know this, but the Caucasian woman is she has been one of the most dangerous things to the black community, in my opinion. Back in the day, these Karens would literally cause a whole entire town of black people to be slaughtered. And, I'm so glad today that we have, the media and stuff to like expose these people because, for a fact, okay, we already know they edited this video with the Kaylee situation. You can only imagine what would have happened if we weren't able to call that out, basically. And as far as this little girl goes, like I said, the Caucasian, Karens, suspected white supremacists, whatever people want to call them, they know exactly what they're doing. They are some of the most, and I've had unfortunate experiences with them. They are some of the most, I'm trying to think of the right word to say. They're very good at starting shit. And then when you give them a response, they love playing the victim. They are very, very good at that.
Did you catch the live that I did yesterday on the Lives of TikTok founder?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I just got finished watching it like 2 hours ago.
Prime example right there.
Yes, exactly. Like it's just astounding. It really is. Like once again, this girl, she started the entire situation. Okay, I forgot who was the other girl's name again.
Marnice the Clue.
Yes, Martinice. She was the victim. She's an honor roll student. Kaylee was just straight up. She was straight up white trash, and they are actually making her the victim. Like it's just amazing to me how these people can just twist words and just lie so much. Again, I shouldn't be surprised because these females are the same ones who, with a word, have caused entire black communities to be destroyed. And they really do believe in their little rabbit minds that they can just do whatever they want. And so I'm so glad that Tariq said this. They have this royalty mindset that where they can actually do whatever they want to anybody. And there's not supposed to be no consequences. And to build on what that last brother said, what did he say? To build on what he said, yes, they do. I forgot what he said. I'm like, it'll come back to me in a minute. But yeah, they have this royalty mentality where they can just do whatever to anybody. And if you do something to them, you're supposed to be, you're supposed to have the letter of the law come after you. I don't feel anything for this girl once again. And I really, really hope that the mother gets charges too, because she did, correct me if I'm wrong, but she did bring her daughter to that fight, correct? Or am I wrong?
Yeah. She had to bring her up there because
okay.
they didn't mention anything about Kaylee driving up there. So how did she get there? She didn't walk there. So she had to get there by some form of transportation. And when you look at the video, there's an older woman there that clearly is older than, because all the other people that was around were like teenagers. So there was an older adult there, and it was an older like PC woman. So that had that, and she was standing behind Kaylee, like a little few feet behind her. So that definitely had to be her mother. Because, like I said, they didn't mention, like I said, they didn't mention anything about Kaylee driving up there or even catching an Uber up there. I don't think this girl has her license, clearly. So she got up there somehow, and it definitely wasn't on her feet.
Okay. Well, then, yes, her mother definitely needs to be charged because it just reminds me kind of like the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. Like they go to some other place and start some shit, and then it's frustrating how evil and demonic these people are. It really is. But their time is going to be coming up sooner than they think. But I don't. I wish I remember what that other brother said. He said something about how they like to do stuff to murder people. I wish I knew. I could remember what he said. But if you do a follow up on it, I'll probably remember.
Okay.
But that's pretty much all I want to say. And thank you, B1.
B1. All right. Shout out to Denzimus for coming up. Next up, we have Also Autistic. What's going on? Okay, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I know you said that the sound went out or something like that. It's probably best if you refresh maybe refresh it and then come back up. Also Autistic, can you hear me? You're talking and I can't hear you. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I had to take him down. I sent him a message. He had sent me a message saying that was asking was the sound going out. I think it might be a connection on his end, but he was just talking, but I couldn't hear him. So hopefully he can get his stuff together and I'll bring it back up. The Church of Black Power. What's going on?
What's going on with you, Tori? How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, well, real quick to the brother who couldn't hear anything, it is something with the app, so you might need to jump out and jump back in. That's what I have to do. It blanked out for it.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. He probably has to leave and then come back.
Yeah, and after I did that, the sound and everything came back. But on this situation, it's amazing to me. Well, it's not really amazing, but one of the things that I noticed from that video of the fight, there was on Kaylee's side, there was actually a couple Black girls over there on her side as well.
Yeah, because one of them tried to jump Marnice.
Right.
Because one of them tried to get in, and then someone else had to jump in and push her off of her. And that's when Marnice went even harder. Because really, when you look at the fight, it looked like just a regular standard fight. But then when that one girl tried to jump in when she was getting the best of her, then that's when Marnice went even harder. That's when she went. And that's what I keep telling people. Y'all better be careful when you be trying to jump into people's fights, because it's like literally just between that person and whoever they're fighting. But then when you try to jump in, they're gonna black out, and then that's what made her start hitting her head into the because before that she wasn't even doing all. It was just straight hands. But then when that happened, she started to push her up and down into the ground, and that's I think what triggered it.
And that was my point too. One of the things that I was taught when I was younger is never put a dog back against the wall, because whenever you do, you're going to see what kind of dog that dog is. You get what I'm saying? The scariest dog in the world will lash out if it has to. I went and I spoke to a couple of people that done prison time and things like that. And some of the nicest people you'll ever meet were people who had to put their back against the wall in a time like that, doing like riots and stuff like that. So when I saw that, I was like, how is anybody trying to make this a racial situation when the girl has a black boyfriend and apparently she has black friends who was there to help her with this jump situation, and this isn't the first time that they've jumped somebody. So it never made any sense to me. Now I'm looking at this situation like, whatever happened to mutual combat? Because that's basically what they were doing. They both decided to fight. Now the girl, she's in the hospital, but the truth of the matter is they agreed upon that fight. So it isn't a situation where like she was assaulted or accosted at any turn. It was something she decided to do, and something obviously that is a continuous, because she does it on the average. This is something that she's known for apparently. So
and I want
go ahead.
And I want y'all to also understand something else that's been going on ever since that video went out there. And I actually saw another video today, maybe not even a whole hour before I started this stream. I think I was sharing the link on my X account or the different social media platforms, and I had saw a video. And shout out to, I think it was Nikki the God that posted it, where you had this one black boy. He was at a pool and he was surrounded around maybe 6 other PC boys. And it started off as a verbal thing between him and one of the boys. And then one of the boys like went at him and he defended himself and he fought back. And then all of a sudden his friends went in and tried to hit him. Let me tell you something right now. That boy must have had the strength of his ancestors. He called on them because he threw haymakers at all of them till he was still the last one standing. They couldn't even handle one person and they tried to jump him. And it looked like two other people was about to try to either get in or break it up. They just stopped when they saw he was knocking them all down. It was almost like one of the things like jumping if you want to. You'll get the same thing that these 5 got. He was one person and handled 5 of them on his own. They couldn't even jump at a pool, by the way. So all they had on, all they had on was a towel and some shorts.
Yeah, the fear of the black man and woman is real when it comes to our strength. I remember my uncle, he was a police officer back in the day, and he was telling me, he was like, do you know why they switched from the revolver to the Glock or whatever the situation is? And I'm like, no, why? He was like, because there was one black dude who literally took all the shots out of a revolver as they was shooting them out, right? While they was hitting them with it. And he kept coming at them. So they put out a memo saying that the Negro is stronger than their manufactured weapons. They have to go up in their caliber or something like that. And when he told me about that, I said, that makes a lot of sense, because whenever we put our hands up to go toes with any one of those people, if they're not trying to jump us, they're trying to grab something, because they know they cannot compare to the strength that we have. But I'm going to go ahead and let you go, Tori, and I know that you got other people, but one last thing, I saw your We Fought Back series that you released this morning. Immaculate. I loved it.
I appreciate it. A lot of people don't realize that I'm almost at the end of this series. I told people when I started it that this was going to be way shorter than the Sundown series. That one took almost 2 years to complete. Then it's shorter than the Sundown, not Sundown Town, the Black Massacre series that ran all the way into like July. But this series should probably be over by maybe mid-May. It's like I said, this series is rather shorter than
right after
the previous 2. Yep. Yeah, because like the 1800s is that last batch. So we're on like 1811. I don't know what the next one is, but I usually record them on Saturdays. So I'll find out on Saturday where we headed next.
Well, brother, I just want you to know that I got my nephews and my sons watching the series. So keep that up, because it's educating a lot of them. Of course, they hear it from me, and they tend not to listen to you when you're related to you. But when you got brothers such as yourself doing the work as well, they tend to open their ears up more. So I truly appreciate you for that series, brother. And you keep up the good work. We'll speak later.
Okay, appreciate it. All right. All right. So also autistic came back up, and I think he says he has his sound correct. So we're gonna see if everything is working properly. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Okay, yeah, because man, you was talking and talking and talking, and we couldn't hear you. And someone in the chat said you was probably saying something real profound, but we can't hear you. And even when I took you down, you was still talking. I'm like, does he realize that we can't hear him? So hopefully you remember what you said, because I'm curious what you had to say, because you was talking for like a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, I just wanted to say this is something that PCs do and have done historically. It's that they start something with you to get you to respond so that they can either shoot you, like in the case of George Zimmerman, or they can play the victim like this young girl did, or they'll get it on video and then they'll show just the part where you defended yourself and, oh, these people are so aggressive and violent. You know, that's their MO, if you will. The Nazis were really big on propaganda, and these people, they're just basically doing the same thing. Propaganda is the biggest part of their fight, which is why I had to leave X, because all I was getting was white supremacist propaganda. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm tired of wasting my time getting involved with these people. I'm going to live a happier, better life and go elsewhere, you know?
X has basically become an echo chamber, you know, ever since
Yes.
Elon Musk took over it. For anybody that doesn't know, when it was under Jack Dorsey, who was the founder of Twitter, Twitter was much, much better as a platform. But the minute that Elon took over it and called it X, which I find it interesting, it's called X, but you still got to type twitter.com to go use it on the desktop. I find that to be very interesting. But ever since he took it over, literally, it became like an echo chamber, like a Manhattan Institute or a 4chan or anything like that. I mean, the fact that the usage of the N-word went up 500% the day that he signed on that dotted line to own it tells you what direction this platform was headed in.
Right. And this guy's basically an apartheid era Afrikaner. That's the world he grew up in. So that's the way he sees the world, with a emerald mine with essentially black slaves working in it. So yeah, no, this guy is not a paragon of any kind of freedom at all. The other thing is, I believe that in these schools, the faculty, the teachers, they promote this and they allow this, which is why, you know, when you go online and you see these videos, you always see the whole, you know, superhero squad come in when the black kid finally defends themselves after having been bullied for so long. And I have to say from personal experience, sir, I'm an airline pilot. I'm a lieutenant commander in the Navy Reserve. And, you know, every black kid that's trying to achieve something and be somebody is get some of this. I got my ass kicked up and down in halls, to be honest with you. And if there was ever like a black kid who said I was talking white or any of that stuff, or bullied me because I was achieving, it was because he was prodded on by a PC kid or a PC adult, or a PC adult, you know, like, you know, sometimes you get in a fight to defend yourself. They put you both in the office and they're treating you the same, even though you didn't start it, you know.
And you say and I didn't mean to cut you off right quick. You said you're an airline pilot, right?
Yes, sir.
You hear that, Charlie Kirk? I just had to do it because you know how he is. You know how he is. But yeah, I just had to throw that out there.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, they always talk about how lazy we are, or they'll say we drop out and don't work. Yet they're also complaining on the same thing on the same venue about us taking their jobs and taking their college acceptance. Well, how do we do that if we don't work and if we drop out all the time? It doesn't make sense.
But again, this coming from a guy who did drop out from junior college, he can't talk about nothing. And you know what's so funny about Charlie Kirk? And I even mean to make it about Charlie Kirk. This guy talks about things that does not apply to him, and it could not apply to him. He just recently, I saw a video. I don't know how recent it is or not, but he put up a video where he was basically saying that something along the lines of, and I'm just paraphrasing, about the type of women to date, something that had to deal with women in their 30s or something like that. Mind you, his wife is 35. He got married to her when she was 33. It's not like they were together since their 20s. Now, that would be something if y'all were like married in your 20s, then that means you got with her in her 20s. But you got with this woman at the age of 33 and got married to her and been married to her for 2 years, and she's in her mid-30s. So basically, you are insulting your wife. Again, this guy talks about stuff that does not apply to him, but he feels like he's compelled to do so. And now he's literally become the face of their so-called movement. If they fail, he's going to be a huge component as to why they fail.
I just want to bring up the fact on the pilot side. Look up all the most horrible disasters as a result of pilot error. They're PC.
Yes.
The pilots are PC.
Yes. Yes.
You know?
The last time I talked about it, the last few, as a matter of fact, it's like ever since they went on that crusade about that, every type of piloting accident that we've heard about was a PC person. And it's probably been about 2 or 3 of them. I said it hasn't been one yet where it was a black pilot.
The only one I've seen, there was like one cargo carrier where the first officer was black and not the captain, where there was an accident. But yeah, I watch air disasters a lot because it's really on point. I mean, they get the stuff right from the FAA, the NTSB. They really know what they're talking about on air disasters. And pretty much all PC if it's pilot error for the most part. So yeah, they have no right to do that. And also the fact that a lot of us, because flight training is so expensive, we put in more work. We worked in hard to get there. So how do they say the did not earn it? No, bullshit. It should be doubly earned it, Anyway, yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's what my 2 cents was. And I had one other point. Oh, yes, the family. Okay, we need to find another way to get this girl's legal defense funded. They need to put up a post office box or maybe work out something, a post office box with somebody they know or their lawyer so that we can get this family funded.
I'm sure they figured something out because, like I said, unfortunately, they snatched down her GoFundMe almost as soon as it went up. Because, like I said, when Tariq had posted it up on X, I went to go see it because I wanted to see, how much was raised. And it said, oh, this GoFundMe was taken down for so-and-so for whatever. And then they tried to set up a Cash App for her. They deleted that too. So they basically don't want this girl to have proper representation. But I'm sure that the family has something because they have an attorney speaking on her behalf, so they have something there. So I'm sure they got something worked out, but damn, they really didn't want her to get nothing because they were probably scared that she was going to really raise some funds.
Exactly. Or a TBA or Tariq or somebody get behind her.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure that they probably got it covered on the back end. They have to do like some sliding under the table type of thing. Hey, then that's what they got to do.
I certainly hope so, and I certainly hope they're on it. Yeah, because we need to do that.
All right. But I appreciate you coming up, though.
Absolutely.
No problem. Thanks for coming up. Shout out to all artists for coming up. And the last person we're going to bring up today is Black Logic. What's going on?
What's going on, brother? Happy New Black Media Appreciation Month to you.
Same to you as well.
This story kind of made me think about how when we look at people like, I don't know, Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, how when Black people are victimized, they look into their history to see if anything they ever done or was related to be illegal and guilty, where they hid this very simple fact that she wasn't even supposed to be in the vicinity of the school, let alone that community, that neighborhood, to even get into a fight. So it is, again, it just kind of just shows people how certain people like Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, how they protect the system of white supremacy and to continue to demonize Black folk. And that's all I have for you, brother. That's all I really wanted to say.
All right. I appreciate you coming up. Thanks for coming up.
Thank you.
Shout out to Black Logic for coming up, and also shout out to Xavier for the super chat. He's a dub best, always wants to be the victim in every situation, which is crazy because how are you going to be the victim and the victimizer? As asked this yesterday, you cannot be both. It's no way possible, and we know you can't be the oppressed because let's be real here. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. But y'all, that is going to bring this midday stream to a close. Let me go ahead and give some acknowledge again to those who contributed today. Jay Cage, Spider-Man and his amazing friends, FBA Queen, the 13%, and Xavier. I appreciate all of you who have contributed and everyone that came through today who spoke on the topic at hand. Shout out to everybody who came through to, look at this update. Again, I'm going to stay on top of this. I think I'm going to constantly check weekly, but it says most likely the next big update surrounding this will be May 10th, which of course is a little over a month from now. but we will still stay on top of it to see where this goes. Hopefully in the right direction, but I will not hold my breath. And also, again, shout out to Black Logic for the 20 New Black Media. Shout out to everybody who was attached to the New Black Media, whether you get on here and you give these commentaries like we do, or those who contribute to the conversation like our audience. We will be back on here tomorrow at 11 a.m. It most likely won't be a midday stream tomorrow, but there will definitely be some more coming your way soon. So the 11 a.m. premiere video tomorrow, based on the poll, is going to be my Godzilla X Kong review. So be on the lookout for that. And that's going to be pretty much it as far as tomorrow goes. And also shout out to D Reed for the 10. That's $10 super sticker. I appreciate it. With that being said, I'm going to get off of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe and be one.